Hello guys, this is Asad Shah from Guides Help. So today I'm making this video specifically for PhD applicants in Canadian universities, and I will cover the topics of, I will tell you about the deadlines of application and then preparation of your documentation. Then I will tell you the checklist of your documents, and then I will also cover the scholarships and funding a little bit, and then about your work on and off campus. So let's start with the deadlines. So most of Canadian universities have deadlines of January, December, January, most of universities. And if you want to apply for the next year, then you should start preparing your application in June, July, in the prior year. And then what you can do, you can make a checklist of documents you will upload while submitting your application, and just note down the documents they require. First, you need the IELTS or TOEFL test result. Most of universities want that result officially. And then your transcripts, degrees. You should prepare your degrees, like you should scan your transcripts and save them on your computer. So whenever you will fill your application, you can upload them. And then prepare your CV. Most of PhD applicants are required to submit their CVs as well. And then prepare your reference letters. Most of universities require 2 to 3 reference letters, but in some cases they can ask you to submit maybe 4 reference letters as well. So what you can do, you can ask your professors, your instructors to provide you some reference letters. And universities ask you to submit those reference letters online through their application system, and they don't accept anything from Gmail, Yahoo or Microsoft free emails. So your instructor, your professor must have institutional email address to submit that reference letter. And then you need a research proposal. I think you should start working on your research proposal as soon as possible. And the next thing, which is most important, that is to contact your potential supervisor. Almost all of Canadian universities have professors' CVs and their profile online on their websites. What you can do, you can go to the university website and go to faculty webpage and browse for the professors list, and then check their interest and their research work. So whoever is working in the similar area as you do, just go and contact him or her and ask them to if you can send your research proposal to them. If they say yes, you can send them and they will give you feedback, and maybe they will give you the consent. And this is the most important part of your application. Some of universities don't accept at all your admission application without the consent of your potential supervisor. So that's very important. And then letter of intent. Letter of intent is a very small document, maybe 3 or 4 pages document, where you can explain your intention, what you have already done and what you want to do in your future. So that is the most interesting part of your application. And then you should start your application as soon as possible. And most of websites, universities websites, they are open for applications. You cannot submit your application, but you can start your application. That means you can fill in the forms and you can upload your documents on their website, and then later on, before the deadline, you can submit your application and you can send all the documents. Okay, about the scholarships and fundings, Most of PhD students, especially I'm talking about the international students, they cannot survive or they cannot afford to go for doctoral studies without scholarship or funding. So most of Canadian universities, they provide you scholarships and fundings, and you don't need to send an extra application for that. Your application pack must have the scholarship option on it, and when you will submit your application, you will be automatically considered for scholarships and funding. So most of students get their scholarships and funding easily. It depends upon your GPA and your educational credentials and your research experience as well. So that's why they require your CV along with your application. And then you can also work on and off campus. If you are working and you're lucky to find some work on campus, they don't count your hours. But if you're working off campus, then they will definitely count on your hours, and they give you, I'm talking about the CIC, Canadian immigration people. They give you option to work 20 hours per week off campus. But if you are working on campus, like if you're working with some professor in his or her research work, that doesn't count in it. So you can work offline as well. So that's all for today, and I will talk about research proposal separately sometime in the future, but I will highly recommend you to start your application right now if you want to apply for the next fall. Thank you. Have a good day.